Ngiyalwa kodwa. Kuyanqaba mjitha ukuzama. Ayisifani qinile kodwa. Ngombukiso ephezulu nami. Right manje. Intambo yakho nje ekufanele simasterishe.
Yeah.
You need backup.
No sales on personal record like my for the yak. What did you think, Mike? Okay. Okay. Come here. Welcome to our playground, sister.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good.
Sure.
Casimir.
Good back.
Okay, bye-bye.
You go bring truck.
Did you lock?
Yeah.
Hey, but what is on
So, that's fine. What kind of
So we move on, Mlindo.
That's one advantage you must.
Oh, engizoyibheka ke phone most. Yeah,
It's
well.
like
You don't have to convince me.
it's what you do kind of situation.
I even rented a tree house there. That looks.
Okay. What kind of talking to all the time?
I don't remember.
Don't remember. For as long as you can breathe.
So, currently, because we couldn't to a club, then
Sure.
supported club.
Okay.
At that time, some no see a guys who club of the Pinville United Brothers clubs.
Definitely.
Pinville.
Pinville.
Oh,
Edlala PSL?
Okay.
Oxecona NPSL.
Okay.
It was from Pinville in Soweto.
Okay.
Hey, she's.
Start recording.
Very much.
Okay, who's gonna start? Time out.
I'm going to start.
Okay, right. When I say play, please put your phones on silent.
Yep.
Okay. See, press record as well.
Now?
Yep. Okay. In 3, 2, yeah, passion there. Sorry. In 3, 2.
Hi everyone. Welcome back to EPL Global Review. We're back with the good news or the bad news to others. The AFCON is over. Senegal has won it. My prediction was Morocco was going to win, unfortunately for Morocco, but they were able to reach the final. Senegal took it. Welcome, Foganash.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again as we look through our previous matches and dive deep into it. My predictions were Senegal.
Okay.
My predictions were Senegal was going to win.
All right.
No, Senegal played against Egypt.
Egypt, yes, in the semi-final.
No,
And in Nigeria played against Morocco in the
no,
semi-final.
I think
You can't remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of matches and they were quite intense.
Yeah.
And obviously, in as much as we predicted, I can confidently say that we just expected
Yeah.
something different. Easy.
But yes, in actual fact, the final was very good. But to me, that final opened up in extra time.
Okay.
A very cagey game during the 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But again, I could see Senegal was on top of Morocco.
Yeah.
As always, I've been mentioning this thing: quality, quality, quality.
Sure.
You could see, you could tell, Senegal has got quality.
Yeah.
That experience of playing in Europe
You could
see it because they were dominating in Morocco.
Yeah.
Morocco were unable to play because you could see in Morocco most of the time they were trying to play long balls from the defense to the front. But Senegal were penetrating in the middle, they were penetrating
Everywhere,
on the side.
yeah,
More especially,
yeah.
they were using that left side where Manu is operating.
Yeah.
They had a good game. Fair enough. Senegal played well. They deserve it. Though they were unsportsman's sin or sins in the last minutes.
Yeah, towards the end. Yeah.
More especially from Senegal, to be honest, they did not show professionalism except for Manu Sana.
Yeah.
Sadio Mane. That's the only person that I saw that guy has got leadership qualities. That guy is a true sportsmanship.
Yeah.
Which I even did not see from the manager of the team, the guy that was coaching the team. I saw
Very
something
interesting,
different.
yeah, very interesting. I think, for me, looking at his experience. I mean, he's played in England for a number of years,
yeah.
and now he's with the Bundesliga in Germany.
Yeah.
So, it's although that's like world class football. The management, the discipline, the professionalism, everything, it's to the team most of the time. So I can imagine that there's been quite intense training for him for not just football, but how he behaves in the field, how he makes decisions and all of that. I mean, you can always see that as you watch or as you see football, that you can see that it's obviously beyond the pitch. It's beyond what you see. It's beyond just kicking the ball. You know,
true.
It's how you treat others. It's how you're disciplined. How you communicate with the officials.
Yes, sportsmanship.
All of those things. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what it is. Because if you look at it, situation like those, they put a damper on the spirit of a team. Because
absolutely.
Everyone was in that game. As much as I was the person who was saying Morocco will take it, but when I was looking at the game itself, I began to see Senegal deserve it.
Yeah.
But now, when you begin to get into your sins like those, which are unsportsmanship-like, so to me, I would say to you, it begins to put a damper in terms of how Senegal won.
Yeah.
Because I know and understand Senegal wanted it at all costs. That is why it ended up like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, in terms of your teams, you do need certain leaders that will begin to begin to say, guys, the world is watching.
Absolutely.
Because we don't want to be seen as if we are still far back.
Yeah.
We are still the country that don't respect the rules of the game. Because once the referee has called it a decision, made a decision, and again on top of that, once he is called by the VAR team and the referee goes to the VAR monitor, when he comes back with a decision, we must understand that decision was looked over time and again, and that decision becomes the decision.
Absolutely.
It's a matter of
That's
it. Bitter, it could be, but at the end of the day, take the decision because the referee is final decision.
Yeah.
We played according to the rules of the game. The referee is in charge. That's
it.
Yeah.
Because again, it's. I know it gets very intense, especially in big competitions like AFCON.
Yeah.
You know, it gets very intense. But after all, it still is a game.
Sure.
One will win, one will lose.
Yes.
I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. One will win and one will lose. And if you lose, then you lost. I mean, you made it to the final.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that you should stop fighting or settle for the final.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, one has to lose. And that's what we want to see.
Sure, but again, you don't want to see a coach being the one who's calling the players off the field.
It was insane.
You do not want to see the coach being the one who is calling the players off the field. And you look at Manu, he even ran as far as going back to the dressing room to pick up the guys and get them onto the field.
Yeah, it was dramatic.
So, honestly speaking, they went fair and square, because again, possibly you can even dissect in terms of the penalty that was taken, poor penalty that was taken by Brahim. So honestly speaking, on your last chance in the game, how do you miss a penalty?
It's a big competition, and you've made it that far.
Yeah.
That penalty kick? No ways,
Yeah.
no ways.
Yeah.
But again, for me, looking at the whole scene
Afcon.
and,
Sure,
and
scene, okay.
yeah, the scene.
Mm.
For me, it says that we looking at African football.
Sure.
For me, it was more of a wake up call as well to say, you know what, let's go back to the drawing board and see how can we improve.
Yeah.
How can we? Because it's not common that you see something like that in Europe or anywhere. So there are a lot of things that we need to see in terms of, because it's VAR is there for a reason.
Most
You know?
definitely.
And so you can't fight
And
the
argue.
officials once
Yeah.
they've made a decision. They've
Yeah.
made a decision.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they shouldn't fight, but there are ways to do it.
Yeah.
There are ways to do it. There are ways to say, look, we think this decision was very unfair, and certain decisions will be taken leading
Sure.
towards that. There are ways to address, because I mean, what do you say to the thousands of people that are watching the match?
Because again,
Because we want to see the winner,
Yeah.
and then if you say you're bailing out, what are we watching?
Because again, in Poganasha, what happened is it goes beyond in terms of the people that are in the stadium. That game was broadcast into how many countries?
Lots.
How many sponsors or willing sponsors that were watching that?
Yeah.
Therefore, this is not good for advertising if we soccer, more especially in Africa, because that thing still shows some kind of an element of backwardness.
Yeah.
So to me, CAF needs to really take a decision against Senegal.
Yeah.
Fair enough, the tournament is over, they won, they were given medals and all of those things, but CAF still need to sit down. I guess a ban will help in terms of this one. Honestly speaking, a ban is going to help in terms of that, because we need that kind of a discipline.
Yeah.
That the referees must be respected, decisions must be respected.
Yeah.
That is all that I can say in terms
Yeah.
of the final in Foganash.
Yeah, no, it's been interesting.
Yeah.
And obviously, again, looking back at the build-up, the semis.
Yeah, semis.
Yeah. What were some of your favorite moments there?
Yeah, because as much as I did not watch from the beginning the first game, there was Senegal against Egypt, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't watch that game. But again, I saw in the second half that Senegal was really playing, and Senegal, you know, the physique of the players, because the players from Senegal are very tough and strong team, players, but they were able to contain the Egyptians. So which means if you look at it, Senegal won against the Egyptians, which is the Arab country, in the semi-final. Senegal won against Morocco, which is an Arab country, in the final. Therefore, you can see Senegal has got what it takes to beat those Arab countries. They've got what it takes in terms of playing against those Arab countries, because there are no pushovers. They are very physically built. They play soccer. They can play direct soccer. But when you look at Senegal, they are the team that believes in playing from the back and begin to find these spaces in between the lines, the passing lanes. They are able to find them. They are able to put pressure on you going forward with the ball, rather than playing your long shots.
Yeah.
So to me, it shows much of equality. Then again, coming to the game again in Nigeria against Morocco. Again, in Nigeria, I love the way they express themselves into this tournament. Having said, one of the things about Nigeria is that they wanted to prove that they are supposed to be there in
The World
World Cup. So they are still a force to be reckoned with in Africa. So to me, they played very, very well. It was a matter of you can't find the goal.
Yeah.
Then go to extra time, go to penalty shootout. Then out of that, fair enough. It's a luck. One will miss, one will score.
Yeah.
But again, it's one of those games that I said to myself, this AFCON has improved simply because of the quality of players that we've exported into European countries that comes in and begin to showcase in AFCON. So if we want to maintain that standard, I think the whole of Africa needs to wake up, more especially us in the southern region. We need to wake up. Let's understand that quality is going to be maintained. Again, we can be able to be the countries that can go and reach your semi-finals and your finals if we are able to export our countries into Africa, because it means in your semi-final we've got countries in the North Africa, you've got countries in the west of Africa. There are no countries in the southern region.
Sure.
It says a
It's
lot.
always-
It says a lot.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. You could tell. You could just tell the level of football, the way they hold possession. It's different as well.
It is, because
It's different.
if you look at us as South Africa, hence I said we are good, but we're not good enough. If you look at us when we are playing against Egypt, we were unable to penetrate, because part of it, again, it's the physique of the players, it's the strength of those players. We are unable to play. But your Senegal, they just put them into the knife, into the sword, simply because those players, Senegal players, they play against such quality, they play against such players when they're playing in their countries in Europe. So it's a fact. Playing in South Africa, in terms of our own players, it is good, but it's not good enough. For South Africa to be good enough, we need to export more players into Europe, that they can be able to adapt and adjust into the way of how these teams play.
Makes sense.
If that can be able to do that, then possibly we'll be able to get into the semi-finals and
Makes
finals.
sense.
But at the moment, therefore, these semi-finals are dominated by those countries, up North Africa as well as west of Africa.
No, it absolutely makes sense, because now, as you mentioned, I'm thinking about the European clubs.
Sure.
You look at, you can take Liverpool, for example. Or Manchester United, whoever. You look at if you look within the league, the English league, in the one particular team, you'd find that there are 4 English players.
Sure.
And then the rest, they're from all over the
Africa.
world. The world, even, you know.
Most
So
of them,
it really is an amazing good exposure when someone goes and plays abroad, where in Europe, where they will play with Italian, Spanish.
Sure.
You look at the best players in Europe or in England, to be specific. They come from different other countries, which is not common in the African countries. You'll find that in a club there's only 1 or 2. The rest they local. The rest they. I'm not saying in England they're not good players. Of course, they are very, very good players that come from their academic. Their academies. They will come from like very young age, and they will train. They're very good at that. But at the same time, they bring in the skills from all over the world.
I remember a time, having said that with Nasha, at one time, Chelsea could field non-English players.
Oh, absolutely.
Non-English players in their lineup.
I think there was a time where they had to make some changes to make sure that there's always an English player in their squad. I can't remember exactly how that rule goes, but because they were like, there's no way.
It was not. It didn't succeed simply because of the rule that is applied in Europe, more especially in England, in terms of if you are players that belong to the countries that belong to the European Union are not regarded as foreigners.
That makes it very interesting. It makes it tricky.
Countries that belong to European Union are not regarded as. That is why you will find players in Chelsea. Most of them are non-English.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But one of the things, because again, you need to preserve your culture in terms of your team, your country, in terms of seeing to it that if you've got good players in the big teams
Yeah.
that are playing your European and are challenging for your Champions League, those players are becoming a good asset for the country.
Sure. Yeah.
Your players teams that are beginning to dominate the.
Sure.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
But where is development lacking in Africa? Is it because the thing of imali, the way that you structure our things? Is it corruption? Where are we lacking? Number one. Number two, has this AFCON, is it AFCON la abantu bakhokhelwe khona kakhulu to spend more money and make more money? We have corny as sifake ibras mtsep, you know, and what does it mean for the future of Africa? Number three is ukuthi actually AFCON sizodlalwa in every 3 years. Yeah?
4.
In every 4 years instead of 5, right? What does that mean with the dynamic of soccer within Africa and the globe? And does it mean ukuthi though Tina kufanele njalo uma ukuthi sifuna the best, this is some players Europe? Why can't we do it locally?
Yo, all right. Quite good questions and observations.
Yeah.
Let's start with the development. The mother bodies of of each and every country has got a responsibility of establishing the development in their own countries.
Yeah.
But the bigger challenge that we have in Africa is that most of the countries are poor.
Okay.
Most of the countries, you know, there are countries in Africa where the national coach is paid by the government, not by the mother body. In case of South Africa, let's make an example of South Africa. The mother body in South Africa is SAFA. SAFA, because they've got means, they've got resources, they've got money. They pay your national coach, they pay you pros. Picture a country somewhere in Africa that does not have money. The mother body definitely does not have money. Then the next thing that what happens is the government begins to come in and say, appoint the coach, I will pay the coach.
Okay.
In terms of development, therefore, you begin to have a problem because it's manifolds. Right, that's number one. Let's look at a country like Senegal. Senegal has one AFCON. I don't remember how much money they are getting. Same thing again. Qualify for World Cup. Being in the World Cup, not even winning, but taking part in the World Cup, there's many millions that are given to the mother body. The question is, where do those monies go to? So the element of corruption, rightfully said, it's there. That is why some of these countries you find that those who are running the mother body of the country, they begin to get themselves into these monies, and then you find that now there is no money to be channeled into development. As a result, those countries, they do not, they do not develop what you call players, simply because they do not have good resources, they do not have nice pitch and all of those things, training material, getting right coaches that are going to be able to channel their mind and effort into development, because the monies have gone down their trousers. Those are biggest challenges that we have in Africa. But development plays a bigger part in terms of how you want your country to portray itself. But let us come to South Africa, because South Africa is always unique. Your bigger pool of players in Europe, they will come from Senegal, they will come from Cameroon, they will come from Nigeria and all of those countries.
Egypt, yeah. So.
The question is, why? This is the answer. Countries in Africa, because of their players, they begin to say,